there's a lot of people been asking for videos from me for a long time now, and to tell you the truth, I just don't like the camera. I'm not the type of person to get in front of a camera. It's not my thing. Even though in the past, um, I don't even think people know that I was so nervous getting in front of a camera. Not right now. I don't care, but it's just not something that I was just into anymore. But since people have asked me so much for me to make a video and carry on, I'm doing it for those people. Those people I'm actually doing this for. So it's for you, nobody else. Whoever views it, I don't give a fuck. It's not for you. And if you want to talk shit about it, go for it. Any publicity is good publicity, so shoot away. But as you can see, makeup, which I don't care. I do it when I want to do it. It's my thing when I feel like it. And I've always had that I don't give a shit attitude. I still have it. And I figured I'd make something, but I really don't know what all you fans really want from me. I mean, like, if you want to answer all the past questions, I'll give them right to you. My father's a dick. He's never tried to reconcile anything. If you want to know anything, he's actually a douchebag because the house that we had in New Hampshire where my grandmother lived and he spent most of his past like probably 15, 20, 25 years living in, said he was there to take care of her. Well, it was actually just to sponge off her and take all of her money that she earned and my grandfather earned and spend it. My brother knows this. Chris, if you ever see this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how he manipulates. You know how he bullshitted when he took me on the show. Yeah, I thank you, Dad, for taking me on the show, which backfired on you. But still, fuck you for not being the real father that you could have been. So I wanted to give you one big, yeah, you deserve it. You even tried to contact me? No. So fuck you. And continue, fuck you. The rest of you, I'm really sorry that I just haven't been in contact. Seriously, I've been dealing with my own stuff. I got issues too, just like you do. Some of you like really trying to contact me, and I try to get to you as much as I can, but tell you what, it's really overwhelming. It's super overwhelming when so many people want to get in contact with you, and plus my friend Alexis Arquette just died, which a lot of you know that we have been good friends. You'll see, I want to talk about that because in the media you'll see that she had complications from AIDS, which is a bunch of bullshit because just because she's a transgender doesn't mean, it goes into the gay world where AIDS is involved and all that bullshit. They'd be like, well, if they're gay or transgender, it's got to be about AIDS. It's got to be about AIDS. Or if someone dies young in Hollywood, it's got to be about drugs or something. The girl smoked weed, yes, on a regular basis. So fuck what? That's not gonna kill you. She might have some complications from cancer. I know she had a stroke in the past, but she hadn't been taking a lot of pills lately, and she was actually happy. I was just with her. She died on 9/11 of all dates, of all fucking dates. She had to die on 9/11 at the beginning of it. It was so odd. But it would have been better if it wasn't that day, but it was shocking because we spent both of our birthdays together. Um, Hers is on the 28th, I believe, of July, and mine's August 5th. So we're Leos, all Leos, mostly Leos in my life. So it's complicated when Leos are all together. One of my good friends, Ian Torville, is a Leo, but he's just got in touch with me. Thanks, buddy, for getting in touch with me because I miss you. We spent some really good times together when we were younger. Um, but like I try to embrace anything I can with any of the fans I have. I really do, and a lot of you have connected with me. I have one in particular, and I know you know who you are, and you're expecting a little bit too much from me when you're halfway across the world and you're not that close to me. I mean, you gotta realize the reality of it. You have everything in your room dedicated to me, and that is great. That is cool. I am very cool with that. But I'm not that connection with you. I can be a friend, but I can't be more than that. I can't. Just can't be. I mean, I'm a human being. I can't be with every female in the world, you know? And I mean, like, I know some of you guys try to hit on me. I'm sorry, I'm straight. I know my video says coming out, but it doesn't say coming out of the closet. So it's really has nothing to do with me coming out being gay. I'm completely straight. I actually have been talking and really connecting with a girl for a while, and things are going great. So, even if you're trying to get on that track with me, don't try because the connection's not there right now, and I have my own thing going on. I'm not trying to be like all conceited or anything, because I'm not. I'm completely not conceited whatsoever. I don't think anybody's above me or below me, because I go hang out with people at a soup kitchen just to realize what it is to be in that situation, and I hang out with people in high society like the Arquettes, which people know that I'm involved with the Arquettes, so it's it's really no big deal to me who you are or what you are. I'm not a judgmental person. I'm the last person that can judge anybody. Look at what I've done in the past. I put full makeup on and been completely extreme. And even though I was fooled to go on TV by my father, a lot of things happened for me. It was great. I met a lot of bands. I met a lot of people. I met a lot of famous people, became friends with them. And, Richard Patrick, man, you're the coolest guy in the world. I just gotta give a shout out to you because you're so cool. And the guys from Korn, you guys, you have a band that you keep breaking through new music and the sound. I don't care what people say about you. They're like, you're sellouts, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You went through so many different sounds and everybody wants you to be original. The same Korn, but you've always had the Korn sound. Even when Head, the man that made me so influenced to play, a seven-string guitar, even though he left, that band has been so influential to me, but even Nine Inch Nails is still today the biggest band. Well, Nine Inch Nails is Trent Reznor, so Trent Reznor, you are the man. You're the man that my brother got to meet you and hang out with you. I came so close to meeting you, and I just like don't know why it didn't happen. But when you meet your idols, they're a lot different than what you expect, which would happen with Marilyn Manson. I came a little too close to Marilyn Manson and found out who he really is. He was not the person I expected him to be. Fun guy, but he's like a horny fucking 16-year-old. And like, I'm not gonna go further into it, but he's actually one of my good friends that were there from the beginning. Very good groupie. Even my ex-girlfriend went out with Twiggy and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but I don't want to say too much because it'd just be disrespectful. But I still love the band Marilyn Manson, but Nine Inch Nails is on top. Korn, still big into them. I have a big genre of music. I started playing guitar right from the beginning from Stevie Ray Vaughan. Is actually the reason I picked up a guitar and Metallica, but the reason I really played was because of Brian Head Welch, and he is the man playing guitar. Monkeys, and that's in the band. He learned off of Brian, and that's the reason why he furthered his career, even when Brian did the Christian thing, which is cool. I'm very open-minded. I'm not against any religions at all. I'm actually open to very many religions. I mean, like, even, people that are into satanic stuff, there's a little bit of stuff that you go over the edge. You gotta take what makes sense from each religion and take it into yourself and believe what you want. Whatever makes sense to you. Just take it into you and believe in it. If it feels right, then it should be good. But you're going very dark, which I've been in the biggest, darkest hole, which I climbed out of. And you know what? Everybody that's been in the biggest, darkest hole has seen some kind of light and got out of it, and their life has been better. There's a reason for that. And if you think about all these stories about demonic entities and stuff like that, which I like bringing up, is why are they afraid of the Word of God? Why are they afraid of the Word of Jesus? There must be some kind of power behind it. I'm not saying that the Bible is the exact book to believe in. I'm saying there's something there. I'm not saying there's an all being that created everything or anything like that. Just keep an open mind to what makes sense. It's just always what it is. Keep an open mind. I've even prayed to God. I've tried it. I had a grudge against God because my parents divorced when I was 4, and I prayed for them to get together. And then I had this big ass grudge. But later on in life, I understood why they needed to split, because they totally didn't belong together. But that's the thing, you don't understand at that point why these things happen. This God could have nothing to do with our lives or God's. They may be too busy to even want to deal with us, or they could envy us ridiculously by what we do. We might be just like an alien ant farm that they're just looking in on to and just watching the game. We're a football game that they're interested in. They want to see who's going to win. We don't know. We won't know. And those people that don't believe in life after death, come on. Energy doesn't end. I know I'm doing very random things right now, it's because I haven't made a video in a while, and people haven't really been giving me an exact specific thing to talk about, so I'm just going to call this randomized. That's probably going to be the title, something like that. But yeah, what else to go on about? Me and what's going on with me lately. Um, I have very good things going on. I have very dark things going on. I mean, inside things are dark. Um, I even have an ex-girlfriend which I have a house with, which is very dark. Um, she's like doing things to me that are very perceiving, which are complicated for me to pursue a good relationship with another female in my New Hampshire estate. I did have some places to stay in LA because of the Arquette family. I don't know if that's ended yet because of Alexis or not. That's still yet to be resolved, but either way, it doesn't matter. I will still be going out to LA because someone I care about very much, and you know who you are. You're out there, and I'm always going to go back and forth between LA and New Hampshire, and I like to travel a lot because I've lived in the UK, Spain, and I have a good friend in Spain that I love very much, and you know who you are too. Um, Words of advice. Don't buy into everything you hear. Buy into things that just make sense to you. I think that is probably the best way to go about it. I mean, like, you're the one that's gonna make your own decisions. You're the one who's gonna be like, does this make sense? Does this not make sense? And don't overthink it. If you overthink it, you're just gonna downward spiral into something. Best advice for people that are young, that are either in high school or coming out of high school and college. Um, focus on career first. Career is the bigger thing because once you become independent, and I had to learn the hard way that being independent was the best thing. Because if you end up in a relationship and you don't have money, does mean something. It's they say that the love of money is evil. It's actually not. It's how does it actually go? The scripture says I can't remember it right now. It doesn't matter, but it's money does matter. You want to become independent, and then when you become independent, other things will fall into place, which I just explained to somebody. That's very important to me. I had to learn the hard way. I moved out at 17 years old, and luckily got a place on my own, got a very good job, not the most legal job. It was jobs that I would say. I reinvented myself after, being goth. I got into the rave scene and just come out and be honest. I went into the rave scene, and before cybergoth got involved, I was kind of cybergoth before I came out, and I got involved with promoting um, rave events in my area, and also selling illegal things, which was bad. But the good thing was is I got out at the right time. A little something happened that people thought that I did, but found out that I didn't really do. It was actually the person that was above me that did it. So I got out of it, luckily. I was so lucky. It's a good thing it happened the way it did, because I'd probably be so fucked. But yes, I was involved in illegal things. But I went because of my brother, which I love you. I love you, my brother, Chris Grochowski. He is the one that inspired me to stay in college, do right. I went through college because of him. I hope you see this, bro, because seriously, you've been the biggest inspiration in my life. The biggest. The biggest. You are the reason I've done most of the good in my life. It's because of you, my brother. You acted like my father. My father couldn't act like a father, so my brother stepped in. You know, I wish he would have kicked my ass a little bit more. I wish he really did punch me in the face, but he didn't. But he cared too much. But I wish he would have pushed a little bit harder, because seriously, my brother was like the light. He's the one that got me into all this music and like Nine Inch Nails, Marilyn Manson, Tool, stuff like this. He was the biggest preppy kid, which was odd. He was on this like straight path with the right guidance and everything, you know, and he's like a really good man. And he's 5 years, you know, older than me. But I mean, like, it's odd. He got me into this stuff that I never expected to get into. He brought me to the first Nine Inch Nails concert back in 1994, which was just crazy. I think it was the Self-Destruct tour. And, you know, he's this big preppy kid. He had the girl next door. He just had, you know, he was like the popular kid there. But it was weird. He had this other side to him, which was really cool, because for someone to be like that and to introduce me into a world of something that's so diverse, and I took it to a new level, um, which is so awkward. And he is the reason that I ended up liking and becoming all the things that I was involved with. I would have probably ended up some nerdy kid that just liked computers or something if it wasn't for him. I mean, I got messed up in some weird shit, but you know, that weird shit ended up leading me into places that I never thought I would go, and I don't regret it. But I would have to say, above all, my brother is the biggest inspiration I've ever had, because he could balance everything. He could balance having music about drugs, and you know, his favorite movie was Scarface, but he was so straight and narrow. It was just like, how can I be my brother? So what I did is I tried to do what I can for my brother. I took him out. And I remember going to meet Korn. The first day it didn't happen. I met this girl that was involved with Korn, and I couldn't get her to let me get passes to the next show that was coming up. But I did it on my own because it was my brother's birthday. And it meant something so much to me for him to meet Korn, that I did whatever I could. So I took all the money I had and spent it on, it was actually backstage passes to, well, VIP passes to see Disturbed, but they were playing with Korn. So I went that route to get those. And when we went up to the gate to get in, they rejected everybody. But I ended up talking to, it was the stage manager that told everybody to leave. But I went up to her and I'm like, look, it's my brother's birthday, and I love the man, and I'll do whatever I can to get him in to meet these people because it means so much to him. And I admitted to her that I paid $300 for 2 passes that were actually like meet and greet passes for about 4, and I got fooled into it, so I actually got fucked. But the thing is she's like, don't say anything, I'm gonna let you in. And then we got to go in, and I started meeting different people, and we got to go on the tour bus and stuff, which I had pictures of, which was so cool because I didn't even care that, it was great to, be on the tour bus with Korn members, but it was the spark in my brother's eyes that made so much importance to me. That's what it was. It was like, my brother did so much for me that I could give back in some way. And it was something so big to him. And Brian Head Welch was really fucked up then. That's when before he decided to find God and all that stuff. Like when we saw him, he was really messed up. And we took a picture with him together. And he even said, he's like, I'm really messed up, dude. And I'm like, it's fine. Because I was there for my brother. I was like, let's just take the picture. And we got a bunch of pictures from my brother, and my brother was just so happy. And for my brother to be happy made me even more happy. Because, like, I've gotten to, meet, like, bands that he liked, Marilyn Manson and stuff. And really get involved with them. But when it comes down to family, it means more. Even to reconcile with my father, if he really meant it and he was sincere about it, I would actually get involved. But the man has been so just evil to everybody around me. I mean, like his neighbor overdosed on drugs and he blamed it on me. Like, why me? And his neighbor blamed it on. Even his neighbor mentioned my name because I think it was the easier way out because I had obviously been in the rave scene and stuff and been involved with drugs. But actually, when I was in the rave scene, I was addicted to the money, not so much the drugs. So my dad would like plant stuff in my room. So it was either him or his ex girlfriend. They just were. They were drunks and they did stuff like that. It was just fucked up. But, like, I can't say that I'm a saint. I have done things like drugs and stuff, but, I've come out of it. I've done very good for myself. And I've fallen and I've fallen again, I mean, like, I've had my ups and downs. I mean, I hit my rock bottom, I've hit my peak, hit my middle. Everybody seems to go through these things, but for my life, I've lived a great life because I've been able to travel and do a lot of things that I never thought I'd be able to do, which my brother probably won't be able to do, because he likes that safe bubble. And, I'm sure he envies me in that way, but I envy him in certain ways. But that's cool. It's an okay thing with me. And, I haven't talked to my brother in a while, which I love my brother so much. And I tried connecting with him, and the conversation just didn't seem to go well. And I think my father really drilled in his head that I was so stuck on drugs or something because of that neighbor thing and planting stuff that my brother finally gave in and maybe gave up on me. I don't know. I didn't get to really have that talk. I tried to connect with him, but I wish I could, connect back with him again because, you know, he's that father for me. He's that inspiration. He's that uplifting thing that I could always go back to and it lifts me up. I don't have like family support. Like my mother's missing. I don't even know where my mother is. I went to my grandmother. She's has cancer. She's ready to die. And I don't even know if my grandmother on my father's side is dead, which I hope not. And I love her too, which my brother loves her to death. But when I called that number, it went to my father, which was odd. And he lives in Florida, I think, and got remarried, which he should still be with my grandmother if she's dying. Why would it be out in Florida? Which just makes me think he's more of a douchebag. But hey, Dad, if you want to call me up and contact me and prove me wrong, explain it to me. Because right now I think you're a douchebag. But I'm open for you to prove me wrong. You know, the best thing is to do is reconcile. To come back together as family. Family means everything for everybody. And everybody needs support and family to watch each other's backs, you know? And really, my family right now is my good friends. And I would like to say, you know, Ian Canty, you are probably one of the best friends that have helped me pass my brother. I mean, I love hanging out with you, and I love you. You're like my new brother. And you mean a lot to me. And the rest of the group, his brother and Josh Shields, you guys are great. I love you guys. You know, you've always been there when I've asked for you. I don't try to ask for help or anything, but you know, I'm doing good right now. It's not like I'm in deep trouble or anything like that. But you've always had concern. I have a good group of people that I can trust a good amount, that I love, and I hold close to me. I mean, a lot of people like say, oh, I have a lot of friends, like if you have fans and stuff like that. Really, you don't have a lot of friends. It's just people that are interested in you, or the opposite way. You're interested in them. But there's only few who you hold close. You hold close and you always trust. And it hurts that much more if they distrust you. So don't let that happen. I do. I try to stay true as I can to people. Um, I mean, like I would love to like let all my skeletons out to my fans and stuff like that. But there's certain things that I don't think people should know, and I'm sure you understand that. You don't want certain people to know certain things about you. Bad things about me. I'm not talking about like STDs or something like that. I'm just talking about emotional stuff. But even if you did have that sort of thing, I mean, like, you should tell people if you're with a partner or something. I just found out that my ex-girlfriend ended up with a guy that had herpes simplex C. Didn't tell her for like 2 weeks, and they were having sex like crazy. And she came to me because she could trust me. And the fucked up thing is, I'm like, you really want me to give you advice about that? You really need my advice to understand something like that? I'm like, if he didn't tell you in the next 2 weeks after you had sex, it's just like, go get a test. Get the fuck out. That's what I can say, I guess. I don't know. But that's all I have to say now. I guess, you know, I'll make some more videos since you guys like having them. But you know what would be a good idea is just to write to me on Facebook, which I have available on my YouTube channel, not on the videos, like the actual channel where the videos are listed on the Facebook. Just click on that and add me, and we'll talk. I'll get to you at some point in time. If it takes a little while, it takes a little while, but I'll get to you. I will. I mean, like, it's not like I can get it to everybody at once, but sometimes you'll hit me at the right time, right place, and I'll be there to, like, I'll have a moment with that person. Sometimes it won't happen. Just let it be however it goes. Let it flow. Some of you know what I'm talking about that are going to see this, and some of you won't because you haven't gone through it. But, if you want to ask me questions, just, don't ask me the basic questions about my past stuff. Just be a human being. Just have a conversation. That's the kind of thing I like. If you have some problems, talk about problems that I can give you advice about. Go back and forth. Most people that have fame don't want to talk about, things that they've done. Well, I can't say that really, because I'm not those people. I guess it's me. It's me. Some people that I know are like that. Last thing I'm gonna say is Alexis Arquette. I do miss you, and I'm so shocked that you died right after we celebrated our birthdays together. I don't know why you decided to go that route with assisted suicide, because you seemed happier than I had seen you in a long time. I don't know if it was because I was there, but I love you. You're great. You've been a great friend. You've been very helpful, and your family is so wonderful. I mean, David, Patricia, Richard, Rosanna, you're all great people. I mean, like, there's a reason why they call the Arquettes, like, a great family. Is because they really are. They really are a great family, because they don't have these big egos. I mean, they might have in the past, but they're so wise now, and they're not as Hollywood as people would like to think they are. I mean, they're just very great people, and everybody in that family that's tight are awesome. I love them. But this is about it. I'm gonna say for now. I hope the audio is good, because I don't know how good the audio is on this laptop is. I just had the moment and I went with it, so I'm gonna end it here. See you guys soon.